It looks like the CEO of CD Projekt Red, Michal Nowakowski, is lying to us again. At least that's what I definitely believe, as he's trying to say he's never even heard of Sweet Baby Inc. until very recently. I'm going to get into a few details about this story and a little bit of a backstory, as well as we're going to dig into some of the people that work for CD Projekt Red, or who have worked for CD Projekt Red. Michal has lied to us before, so I'm not going to go ahead and say he's telling us the truth here. In fact, I'm almost positive he isn't. Hey everybody, it's JayViper, and if you don't already know who I am or what I'm about, I like hitting up these DEI things because we really need to get this stuff out of gaming. I mean, straight up, that is what I think. And a lot of people, for some reason, like to cover for it and pretend it's not there and it's not happening. But we're going to get into this story to see if it's happening. Let's get to it right after you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
JayViper is awesome. He's so good looking. He's got the crowd in awe.
Over at Fandom Pulse, John F. Trent has written about Gamers Torch CD Projekt Red CEO for hiring woke activists as he denies company works with Sweet Baby Inc. This is going to be an interesting one. In a post to X at the end of last week, Nowakowski touted the number of employees still with the company that worked with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. He wrote, "The Witcher 3 turns 10 this May. Around 100 of its developers are working with us to this day on our new projects, including The Witcher 4. Some are actually veterans from The Witcher 2 and Witcher 1, including my esteemed co-CEO, Adam, who has been with the series since the inception." And to that, Bucket replied, "I love how they keep pushing the word that they still have staff who worked on the previous Witcher titles, like we don't know they lost the prime meat from the bone. They also don't want to openly tell you about those Sweet Baby Inc. employees working for them now." So Nowakowski replies, "We are not working and never worked with Sweet Baby Inc. Never even heard of them till recently, to be honest. Also, we have not lost prime meat, as you put it." Now, here's the thing. We already caught Michal lying about the prime meat accusation a while back. Endymion covered this, and he shot back on Endymion. And then what did he do? Endymion dropped nasty receipts on him.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
So here you can see Endymion was going over all the people he lost. Like, there's just a list of people. And we're talking majors like game director, quest director, cinematic director, head of production, principal engine programmer. It goes on and on. There's a large list, and I would say that these are pretty important people. But, of course, Michal wants to tell us that they haven't lost any prime meat, which isn't true. I mean, it just isn't true. He's been caught in this before, and he's here doubling down again on something that we know for a fact is not true. And it's okay, okay? It's okay to have some turnover. It's going to happen. I mean, CDPR and The Witcher, you know, they've been making Witchers for a while. You're going to lose people. Don't deny it. Don't lie. It's so easily fact-checked. So we know that that's a lie. We already know that that's a lie, or it's him skewing the truth, not being honest, okay? But this whole, I've never even heard of them until recently, to be honest, is just factually untrue. There's no way that this guy has never heard of Sweet Baby Inc. I mean, they are in headlines right now. This guy's plugged in. He doesn't not know. He does have employees who have worked with Sweet Baby working at CDPR right now.
Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
That is a thing. And let's take a look at someone who's been heavily involved with Sweet Baby in the past that works for him in a pretty important position. So shout out to Smash JT for starting digging this up, right? And we're going to take a look at Mary Kenney. She works at CDPR, and she wants to pull every lever to insert LGBTQ into games. Where did Smash get this? I will show you. At DualShocker, she had an interview, and she is quoted to say exactly this: "There are so many LGBTQ developers, and we want what players want. To design experiences that tell player, we're here, we're important, and we belong." This could become increasingly difficult as we see more and more pitches turned down amid one of the worst years ever for gaming. However, Kenney remains adamant that something has to give way to allow change to happen. She also says, "We need to pull every lever we have," Kenney says. "Characters, community support, mechanics, to make it so." So anyway, I just find that situation really interesting where she comes from. And you know what? While we're here, let's get into Mary Kenney just a little bit more to figure out who this person is because I think this is important. Let's take a look at where she's been and where these places went. Kotaku is falling apart. It's running on a skeleton crew. Sunburn Games, they shipped the Great Whale Road here. But what happened? They ended up pulling it off Steam and disappearing. And you should see the comments on Steam. People were not happy about this. Here we go right there. Someone saying, I love the game. And then someone said, I understand dropping the game, but I don't understand just taking it off the store page entirely. Despite its flaws, it's still a fun game, and I'm sure more people could have enjoyed. It's disappointing you dropped the game, but I just can't fathom your reasoning for taking it off the market entirely. The worst developer of the year. This is back in 2018, 2019. People were not happy. But as you can see, it wasn't so popular. They don't have a lot of comments. The game was not well received. I wonder if the writing was the problem. Anyway, Telltale Games. We all know Telltale Games shut down. It has recently been revived and purchased by another company, but it's not the same Telltale Games. It's really the IPs that were purchased, let's be real. And then over Insomniac Games, we know the way Spider-Man has gone. Okay, wokeness has been installed. And did she work on it? Oh, well, looks like she's been working on some Spider-Man games. And of course, now CD Projekt Red, who even though they said it didn't exist, another lie by the CEO, DEI is very, very important to them. It is a part of their company culture. So she's been around a lot of places that have pretty much started falling apart or fallen apart or given into wokeness. I'm not saying she's poisoning the well, but she sure does seem to show up at places where the well is poisoned, does she not? Another lie I want to cover that was from Michael, the CEO, is when he responded to Endymion about DEI-driven recruitment. We hire based on merit and talent alone. This was a complete lie.
Why the fuck you lying?
And it's proven by their website that's still public, diversity and inclusion. And you just scroll down a tiny bit. We're achieving it by encouraging diverse teams. Our identity is the core of who we are, and it's what we share with others while working together. The potential that can be unlocked through diversity strengthens our games, communities, and teams. Openness to everyone's backgrounds creates more meaningful collaborations and ideas. This is DEI, called DIE over there, okay, which is an interesting way to put it, but that is what it's called. My goodness. I mean, remember, he told us this isn't happening. It's right in their website.
Oh my God.
So when I hear Michael speak, I have to take it with a grain of salt now. I can't take him for his word, and I would love to. Let's touch up on Smash's tweet again just a little bit. So he noticed this whole Mary Kenney thing and says, now it all makes sense. They use each other as sources to further push ideology, agendas, and blatant lies. Pattern recognition, connect the dots. So of course, this is Mary Kenney, who worked at Kotaku. We went over this. And then Mary Kenney quote tweeting Alyssa. Now, this was in a huge stream of Mary Kenney defending Sweet Baby Inc. The whole they don't do what you think they do garbage. It's a complete falsehood because Mary Kenney is married to DEI. It is her lifestyle. This is how she makes money, is DEI. So they're always going to tell you, the public, it isn't what you think it is. We don't do what you think we do. We're not hurting games. We're helping publishers. Even though everything we touch turns to shit, it's not us. And this is from the whole Alyssa, I infiltrated the Discord group rallying against them, Sweet Baby Inc. And, this was, part of this. And also her Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what you think it does bullshit lie that she still hasn't retracted, which is why she's not a real journalist.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
So now that we're all caught up on that, again, this whole I've never heard of Sweet Baby Inc. is just nonsense. There's no way it's true. He's heard of them recently. When? The last 5 years? What's recently, Michael? Again, this is, being inconsistent, and he's lied to us many, many times. We've caught him red-handed. I do not believe him. The better statement that Michael could have made here to actually at least make it believable is say, we are not working with Sweet Baby Inc., and we have no plans to work with Sweet Baby Inc., and we are not working with any other diversity groups. That would be an incredible statement, and he's not going to do it. He doesn't want the blowback. So what is another red flag going for CDPR? Well, it's this. The company hired Cian Maher to be its franchise and lore designer, and he made it clear that he hates gamers. He wants to punch them in the face. Check this out. Hi Galleys Row says, in 2020, I want muscles so I can effectively punch gamers, and also so I can carry cute people and dogs of any size easily. And then Cian says, I didn't realize until this tweet, but this is now also what I want. And then Christina, you want to punch gamers or you want CG to punch you? Me and Caitlin will punch gamers together, says Cian Maher. So he wants to punch gamers. He doesn't like gamers. Cian's job, of course, is to make gamers happy with games, but they hate them. Yellow Flash, of course, brings it up right to them. Why does your lore designer hate and want to punch gamers? You don't work with Sweet Baby, but you sure do hire some questionable people. And again, this whole we don't work with Sweet Baby Inc. garbage, it might not be Sweet Baby. I think the term or the name Sweet Baby is a little overused because it's easy, people know the name, but it's these diversity firms. There's so many of them out there. And I would be really interested to know which one CDPR or which ones CDPR is working with, because I'm certain that they have it, unless it's just hiring people who worked with them. Now, Mary Kenney defended Sweet Baby Inc. because she has worked directly with them at Insomniac Games. She knows them. Sweet Baby worked with her. This is why she's such a staunch defender. She loves Sweet Baby. Oh, they are putting exactly what she wants in games, which is making games for everyone. So no one likes it except for the modern audience, and we know that's what it always turns into, a modern audience game. So that again, huge red flag for Witcher 4. Cryptech over here, never heard of them till recently, to be honest. Nobody buys this. Stop insulting people with that kind of statement. You have literally a fully disclosed DEI company, and you explicitly have people who are fans of SBI. And another posted, I honestly don't believe you. I'm a nobody and I heard of SBI at least a year ago. There's no way you haven't heard of them. You literally hired an SBI defender to push agendas. You could change course immediately and regain your glory. Don't focus on social politics, please. And I'm telling you, like CDPR was such a good company. But it's been a while since The Witcher 3, my friends. It's not the same company. They have lost some prime developers that have just walked out the door, and they've gotten people of experience, but it's the wrong kind of people. From what we see, it's people who don't like gamers. They want to push the message. They like DEI in games. They're going to put LGBTQ plus shit everywhere. It's DEI, and it's starting to drip with it over there at CDPR. Paulo, I love this one. I love this one. LOL, we boast about how woke and focused on DEI we are, but we aren't working with SBI, so don't worry. The studio thinks you're retarded. Vote with your wallets, and I think that's true. If you don't mind it, buy it if you have the money, right? But if you don't like this shit, I'm going to vote with my wallet and not get it. What it all comes down to is what you believe in and what you think is going to happen with this company. As more and more is coming to the surface when it comes to CD Projekt Red and The Witcher 4 and the people working on it, the worse and worse I feel. People have absolutely left the company. Very important people. There was just a major reveal yesterday for Dawn Walker. This game looks phenomenal, but who is making the game? People who left CD Projekt Red. So I wonder if the Red Bloods, the people who believe in games being for gamers and being great and not worrying about this DEI bullshit, went there to make something good. That is what we are hoping, and we will be keeping an eye on that one for sure. And if you haven't checked out that trailer, you should look it up because it was great. But CD Projekt Red, the CEO is not honest with us. Again and again, he lies. I do not believe him. I choose not to believe him. He's already told me not to believe him by lying again and again. And we have the receipts. We know he's lying. So when it comes to not knowing what SBI is until recently, I don't believe him for a second. I think it's ridiculous. I will be keeping up with CD Projekt Red on this channel. If you're interested in keeping up with this story and others, DEI-related woke nonsense bullshit, and getting out of games, you should definitely give this channel a follow, okay? But also, like the video. Of course, follow the channel. Yes, we already said that. And hit that notification bell so I can see you on the next one. But I'm out of here for now. Love you, made it. Peace. Bye, everybody.
He's owning every